Okay, hello everybody. My name is Simon Houghton. I'm Head of Sales and Marketing for Geek Plus here in the UK and Ireland. I'd like to talk to you today about automation technology for today's warehouse operation. So we've all heard about the term smart warehouse. So smart warehouse in an AMR or a robotics world really is looking at the movements of stock right from the process of receiving the goods into the warehouse to the storage and to the retrieval of those goods, and then routing from the picking through to the packing through to the outbound again. So the real end-to-end process, and those movements in between really using traditional material handling methods, either by pushing the trolley around, a pallet truck, a forklift. In a manual operation, an operator's time, typically 50% is spent in transit, and that's dead time. It's not producing anything. So what a robotic solution is aiming to do is to reduce that transit time by doing the movement or the material handling for the operator. Okay, so why AMRs or autonomous mobile robots? Some key benefits really. Certainly we would expect the pick rate or the pick efficiency to improve up to at least three times over the manual operation. So pick efficiency, pick rates would improve. From the investment of an automation solution using AMRs, we would look to a very quick payback. The entry level on an AMR system is much lower than a traditional automation system, so that allows for a very quick payback. And typically in the UK, we're looking at 1 to 3 years, and that's actually reducing all the time with current labour issues and labour rates. The payback is sometimes even better than those rates. One of the other challenges businesses have in these times, certainly with almost like a perfect storm of COVID and Brexit and labour issues, getting labour and managing peaks, and the shift more towards e-commerce, where we hear a lot of retailers who traditionally were 70% bricks and mortar and 30% online. That's now completely reversed. So what that presents is a number of challenges, because you are piece picking smaller quantity orders rather than case picking for stores, and obviously the peaks during for e-commerce during the year are sometimes very, very difficult to manage. So what a robotic system will allow you to do is increase or decrease the number of robots at any time. The robots go into standby when they're not in use. So there's a green and a sustainable advantage of putting in a robotic system, because they're only ever powered up and used as and when needed. One of the other useful points of an AMR system is it's very, very quick to be deployed. So, in some cases we could be from the date of sign off on a contract to going live within 12 weeks. So very, very fast. So what that also allows is to scale a robotics or an automation solution using robotics over a number of years. You don't have to perhaps do one big automation system to last you for 5 years and then think about upgrading it after that. You can actually scale it over on a yearly basis, potentially. The other point is labour costs. Significantly reduce labour costs, like for like, because you're eliminating that movement piece. We would look for 60-70% reduction in the labour needed to do the same picking and put away functions on a picking system. Utilisation of storage space, so lots of options which I'll come on to later, but you would certainly increase storage space by at least 30%, potentially more, depending on the system being employed. Mentioned before about low investment. Picking accuracy is improved because the picker isn't wandering around the warehouse, potentially getting tired and everything. They stay in one spot and the goods are brought to them. Picking and the number of extra controls which direct the picker where to pick from on the shelf, the quantity and where to put to. Then typical picking accuracy improves, gets to a 99.99% accuracy. Also, given that operators aren't wandering around the sites, the site becomes much safer. So you're not sharing aisles with forklifts and so on. So much safer. And if the site grows or is extended, or you move sites, because the robotic solution in a lot of cases can just consist of QR codes stuck onto a floor, and then mobile racks. And the robots, the system can grow or move with you as well. So very, very flexible and scalable. You'll hear a lot of many times with the robotic solutions. So certainly one thing to consider on selecting any robotic supplier is because of the breadth of possibilities with AMRs and what they can do within the warehouse environment is look for a supplier who could supply a range of solutions across the board, from moving stock around, moving items around, to the automated storage and retrieval, to the sortation of goods. It's certainly worth remembering. So this little video really just showing some of the solutions in action of sortation, of picking. I think another point to bear in mind is the global experience of an AMR. Try and look for that experience. Although perhaps in Asia, AMRs is more of a mature technology, certainly in Europe and the UK, it's still quite new. So look towards a supplier which has that experience, who's used to being able to installing pipes into businesses globally and into the UK market. As you can see from the video, which showed you a little bit about possible solutions right the way across from picking to sorting, moving. Okay, little video there just to show you a little bit about the robots in action. And as mentioned before, really the solutions, there's quite a range of solutions, robotic solutions you can employ. So there's goods to person, tote to person solutions, order to person. So that's where the robot comes and meets the picker. So you keep the pickers in the aisles. You get a slight improvement on efficiency because they're not moving typically from those aisles. Then we've got smart sortation. Smart sortation I'll come on to in a little bit as well. Smart moving, so moving items from A to B, and then smart forklift. Okay, so the picking systems, or goods to person picking systems, as you can see, there's a wide range of robots already. The little video to show this in action. So this is showing two systems in parallel working in a hybrid system. So it's a shelf to person system, which could be a shelf or a pallet or a picks, one area, and this typically up to 1 ton in load weight, and you can lay those shelves really from the base upward in pretty much any. The tote to person system, so it will be double deep, so the robots can reach in and store 2 different SKUs in the same location. And typically the robots will move up to 2 meters per second unloaded, 0.6 meters per second with the load average speed. And as you say, you can see on here that the hybrid solution going on here. So if you've got a mixture of items between totes and cartons, or individual piece picking or pallet, all of it can be combined into one goods to person. Lift height actually on this video, we're now looking up to 8 meters on the tote to person system, and 40 kilos of tote. Okay. So the shelf to person or goods to person I mentioned before, so effectively the robots drive underneath the shelf. They navigate using QR codes, which are very stable, very fast. The solution itself I mentioned before, would look to significantly reduce the labour needed. So we've got many projects in the UK where labour force has perhaps, for example, dropped from sort of 60, 70 people doing picking and put away down to sort of sub 10. So very large reduction. The way the system works, it integrates in with a WMS system, a warehouse management system, typically with as one storage location, a black box, and Geek Plus will manage, or the robotic system will manage the storage locations dynamically. Okay. The shuttle system, or the robo shuttle, is the tote person systems. As I mentioned before, they're now up to 8 meters, and will work in a very narrow aisle of 1 meter. So a lot of storage density there. These can not only pick totes, but also full cartons with adjustable arms which protrude out, and they can adjust for both width and depth of cartons from there. Very similar as before. The totes are brought out from the system and then handed over to what we call a shuttle dock, where it effectively unloads all 5 to 6 totes at any one time in one go, and then that's then routed into a little conveyor system which goes to the pick station effectively. So very fast pick rates. Okay, a little bit on the software. So the AI bit, or the artificial intelligence side of things, as you can see here, it's got a mobile shelf system, and it's basically creating a heat map. So the items in red are the hot items, or the items in demand, and then the cooler items are towards the back of the warehouse, so the items not in demand. Down the bottom here, you'll see effectively the pick stations or the workstations, and the robots bringing the racks to the people. So what we're looking to do in an AI system is continually learn based on the movements of that stock. So we would look to run optimization reports, and perhaps there's an item somewhere here which is becoming a fast mover, and the business as a whole isn't recognizing that, and through an optimization report we can suggest possible changes, and if those changes are accepted, then the whole system will shuffle the positioning of those mobile shelves or pallets around so they are as close to the pick stations as possible. So that's the sort of dynamic learning of the system. Okay, sort of other benefits, really just talking a little bit more about the robots are taking over the physical movement, the pick accuracy, the pick to light and put to light systems which are in place, and the AI logic. As mentioned before, that 50% reduces to sort of at least sub 10%, because really you're not moving from the station. So a lot of gains on productivity or order accuracy, and obviously you've got the scalability to grow from there. And then, as mentioned before, you can bring stock in from multiple areas or multiple types, either picking from a pallet, from a tote, or single picking from an item, picking from a shelf, create multiple orders from there. Okay. Typical productivity estimates. So we'll be looking at various targets depending on the sector, what sort of typical cases per man hour we would or per station we would look to achieve. So very much increases over the normal. And then onto the sortation system. Sortation systems really not just parcel sortation, but pre-pick, cross-docking sortation. We'd be looking at from just receiving pallets or totes or cartons where they needed to be picked up from one location and then routed dynamically to a number of destinations, which could be changing all the time through the day. So floor-based sorting or fleet-based sorting typically used a lot for parcel sortation, and effectively the items being received either as automatically inducted onto these little tabletop robots and then routed to the destinations they need to go. So that could be a bin, or it could be a box or a pallet or whatever. Effectively, the robots take control of that, receiving, scanning of the destination label, and then routing it to the station itself. Little video coming up on this application, which we've done with Asda here in the UK.
As a global provider of robotic logistics systems, Geek Plus has been working with Asda for quite some time to develop the United Kingdom's first national sortation system using autonomous mobile robots. The operation employs 60 conveyor-top sorting robots here at the South Emsall site. The induction system requires very little tack time from the operator, and the system sorts about 2,000 sorts per hour to 34 destination locations. This system only operates robots when they're actually carrying parcels, and that makes the system highly efficient so that Asda can be more green. More robots can be added and the software can be optimized to manage the additional traffic so the existing floor can become more dense. The flexibility and scalability of the operation also means that the existing floor can be easily expanded and more sort destinations can be added. It's a very tight integration of software and hardware, not only from the Geek Plus system, but Geek Plus to AMH systems for the conveyance and induction systems, as well as the WMS at Asda to you. This is how the system provides so much efficiency and intelligence.
This site has been a great case study in being able to do the sortation piece in both a forward and reverse scenario. So that's from a customer returns to also delivery to store. We've been able to grow with the business and be able to increase capacity in a staged manner, and it's been really good to develop a solution like this as a first in this country.
The connections between the three partners, Geek Plus, AMH and Asda, are crucial to the operation's efficiency. There is a huge volume of background traffic going on through collaboration tools, so the networking and communication between these teams is critical.
Really proud to see the system working so well, delivering great performance, really hitting some of the metrics it was designed for, and it's a part of our journey for AMRs along probably the next few years. Great starting point.
Really pleased with the success of the project. It's certainly achieving expectations, and this has helped improve efficiencies on site, saving labour, saving costs, and certainly going to plan from the start.
Geek Plus and AMH are extremely proud about this system. It's a milestone for robotics in the UK, and it's also a milestone in Geek Plus's relationship with Asda, to help them deliver the best experience for their customer, as well as with their shareholders.
Okay, so I just quickly mention on that as well. So one of the things I would also look for in an AMR provider is the ability to integrate with other systems, so and providers who can supply those systems as well. So there's a number of integrators, certainly with Geek Plus work with in the UK-based integrators who can supply things like conveyors, automatic auto packing machines, bagging machines, mezzanine floors, racking. So all of that we would look to partner up with the partners as well, because I think that's really, really key when you're looking at the smart warehouse concept. Not everything is going to be provided by the AMR provider, but obviously there's key parts, yes, but certainly look at joining the system together, working together with an AMR manufacturer, but also an integrator to help join it together as well. Okay, so we talked, obviously you've seen the benefits from the Asda sites. I won't dwell on those too much. A couple of other reference sites. This is a 3PL company called Eastall Logistics in Australia. So they provide basically fulfillment services to 50 of Australia's leading online retailers. Obviously the rapid change of SKUs and large inventory to manage. And they were looking for efficiency gains effectively to help pick faster, pick more efficiently, pick more accurately. So our initial solution was to provide, in this case, 200 robots on over 26,000 square meters and across 2 sites. What they gained from it was 4 times improvement in efficiency. Logistics costs to some of their end customers effectively reduced by 30%, and of course reduction in labour intensity and improved pick accuracy, which I mentioned before. So great gains. Little video on the slide. So this was really using robotics as a marketing tool to say, look, we put this in bed and we've made ourselves so much more efficient. Actually, they are promoting this video now to their customers, their potential existing customers and new customers.
Dispatch by the time you finish watching this video.
So I won't go through all the videos because we're conscious short of time today. But, final one, Nike is another global customer for Geek Plus in this case. So we basically introduced a goods to person or shelf to person system to help promote their same day delivery service. And in this particular case, there's 200 robots over 10,000 square meters. Again, they saw reductions in labour costs, faster picking speeds, and obviously allowed them to really promote further the same day delivery service in the Tokyo area. Just one more point, again, when looking for AMR suppliers or looking to work with AMR customers, obviously the breadth of experience, the number of projects delivered, the number of robots out there, and obviously the global presence is quite important, not just for the sales and the marketing teams, but also the support network as well. Certainly Geek Plus in the UK, we have coming up for will be 26 people very, very soon, but also an extended team through our integrator partners up to another 150 people. So certainly something to bear in mind when you are selecting a partner to work with. Many great brands there which will be familiar. I just want to go through all of those. So just to summarise, certainly on most robotic systems, we'd be looking for a very, very fast payback, 1 to 3 years, at least a 2 to 3 times efficiency improvement, accuracy rates of 99.9%, and a fast deployment to create a system which obviously is very, very flexible and scalable and reliable. That's it. Thank you for listening. Hopefully speak to you all very soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.